Senator Patrick Brazeau leaves the courthouse a free man with no criminal record and one step closer to resuming his career in the upper chamber.
And when do you plan to return to this?
As quickly as possible.
The disgraced senator had pleaded guilty to assault and cocaine possession. The more serious charge of sexual assault was dropped for lack of evidence. This morning, a Quebec judge ruled Brazeau's stints in rehab and harsh public scrutiny were grounds for an unconditional discharge. So, with no criminal record, Brazeau says he should be allowed back to work.
The rules with respect to outright dismissal in the Senate are in my view, clear. But, I'm still on leave at this moment.
Brazeau still faces a separate criminal trial for fraud and breach of trust in connection with his Senate expenses. His suspension without pay was lifted after Parliament was dissolved for the election. But his salary is still being clawed back to repay $50,000 for disallowed housing claims. His possible return is another headache for embattled senators who met behind closed doors this week trying to find ways to modernize a potentially dysfunctional upper chamber. There are 22 vacancies, a Conservative majority, and an incoming Liberal government that booted all Liberal senators from caucus when the spending scandal first erupted.
I would be surprised if the Senate was very obstructionist in this sort of honeymoon phase of a government which has been returned with such a strong mandate. And the Senate, too, I think, is sensitive to criticisms that it's endured over the last number of years.
Now, Prime Minister-designate Justin Trudeau campaigned on a promise to reform the Senate by creating an independent panel to recommend all future senators, but he would still have the final say. Lisa.
All right, Richard Madan in the Senate foyer tonight. Thanks, Richard.